In this class we are going to discuss about binary storage and registers. In that, first we are going to see what is binary storage, okay, and later we will discuss about registers. So the first one is binary storage. In that, first, what is binary? Binary is nothing but it consists of two variables that is represented in zeros and ones. Okay, so that what is binary storage is nothing but from digital system. Okay, so from digital system it contains some information actually. So digital system is nothing but it contains some information, that information in the form of discrete levels. Okay, so digital system having some information that in the form of discrete. So how to represent a discrete information? So that discrete information are represented by a binary form, that is zeros and ones. Okay, so that is nothing but digital system having the information in the form of binary. Okay, so this information storage medium must contain binary storage elements. Okay, this storage medium contains some information, that information in the form of discrete elements, that is zeros and ones. Okay, so that means that storage medium must contain binary storage elements for storing individual bits. That means we can store zeros and we can store ones. Okay, so we can storing that binary elements for individual bits, that is 0 bit and 1 bit, that we can call it as the binary storage. Okay, so what is a binary storage? So in generally the digital system consists of information, that information we can represent it in discrete. So how to represent a discrete information is nothing but that is zeros and ones. That means we can represent it in discrete information is binary form. Okay, so compulsory the digital system having the information in zeros and ones. Okay, so what is a binary storage is nothing but this storage medium contain some information, that is binary elements. Okay, so this storage medium contain binary storage elements for storing individual bits, that may be 0 bit and that may be 1 bit, that we can call it as the binary storage. Okay, so and also in that binary storage and registers we need to discuss some basic definitions. Those are what is a byte okay, and what is binary cell. We need to discuss some definitions that's related to the binary storage and registers. Okay, so the first one is byte and what is a binary cell, and also we need to discuss some more, that is input cell and another one is output cell. Okay, so we need to discuss some basic definitions. These are all related to the binary storage and registers. Okay, so first we need to discuss what is byte. Okay, so byte is nothing but we need to call a byte, that is a group of 8 bits. Okay, remember that point, a group of 8 bits. A group of 8 bits we can call it as byte. So like this, for example, I can write it 1 byte, that is some 01001000. So this is nothing but 4 bit information, 8 bit information, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So this 8 bit information we can call it as the byte. Okay, so what is a byte? So byte means that is nothing but it is a group of 8 bits, that may be zeros and ones information. Okay, so that we can call it as a byte. So the second one is we need to go for binary cell. So what is a binary cell is nothing but, so this device possesses two stable states. Okay, which device possesses two stable states, that device we can call it as the binary cell. What are the two stable states is nothing but zeros and ones. Okay, so what is a binary cell? So that is nothing but a device that possesses two stable state, that we can call it as binary cell, and also having 1 bit memory unit. Okay, what is the storage of what is the storage capacity of, capable of storage for binary cell is nothing but that is 1 memory bit. Okay na. So what is a binary cell? That is nothing but which device possesses two stable states, those are zeros and ones. Okay, and also what is the storage capability is nothing but that is one memory unit. We can call it as binary cell. Okay, so now we'll go for the third one, that is input cell or cell input we can call it. Okay, so cell input is nothing but receives data and control signals that set into one of the two states. Okay, so what is the cell input? That is nothing but receives data and control signals. Okay, we need to receive the data and also control signals. That these control signals are nothing but we can represent it as zeros and ones. That may be logic 0 signal or maybe logic 1 signal. Okay, control signals we can represent it in two signals. That one is logic 0 and another one is logic 1. Okay, so logic 0 we can represent it as low control signal and logic 1 we can represent it as high logic high signal. Okay, now so that is nothing but here whatever we are receiving the data and whatever we are receiving the control signals, that set it into any one of the state, any one of the two states. Okay, so this is the cell input. So what is the cell inputs? Receives the data and control signals, set it into any one of the two states. That means that may be 0 state or maybe 1 state. Whatever we are receiving the data and whatever we are receiving the control signals here, that will be set into any one of the signal in that. That may be 0 signal or maybe 1 signal. We can call it as cell input. Okay, so what is the cell output? So cell output is nothing but physical quantity indicating which state the cell is in. Okay na. So that is nothing but physical quantity indicating which state is in. So that means whatever we are taking the information, that may be physical quantity information as logic 0 information or logic 1 so that means physical quantity indicating which state is in. So whatever we are taking the information, that is basic information. So that means we are giving some inputs to any circuit. Okay, so first we are giving the input and we'll get some operation is performed by using inputs, we'll get some output, right? So whatever we are producing the output here, that output we can have some information in the form of binary. Okay, so for example I can give the information as here 001. This input is given to the circuit. So by using this input information, it will be produced some output. So that output may be in the form of 1010. Okay, this is our information of output. Okay, so this information can indicating which state is in. That means this information can be represented in logic 0 state or maybe logic 1 state. Okay, so whatever the output we are collecting, that output may be indicated in which state, that is cell output. Okay, so we don't know exactly that output is represented in which state. That may be 0 state or 1 state, we don't know exactly. So that is called as the cell output. Okay, so what is a byte? Byte is nothing but it's a group of 8 bits. Okay, so generally that 8 bits we can represent it in zeros and ones information. Okay, so what is a binary cell is nothing but which device possesses two stable states, those are logic 0 and logic 1, that we can call it as the binary cell. Okay, and what is the storage capacity for binary cell is nothing but it can store only one memory unit. Okay, so what is the cell input? Cell input is nothing but receiving the data and control signals set into any one of the state. Okay, so whatever how much of data will be received and how much of control signals we are receiving here, and here whatever we are receiving the data from input side, and that input side we are having some control signals also will be there. So that in control signals and input information we can receive, that can be set into any one of the state. That means we can represent it in 0 state or maybe 1 state. Okay, so that means input data can be represented in any one of the two states. That is called as the cell input. Okay, so and cell output is nothing but how much of data we are collecting from the output side. So that output will be represented in which state of the cell, that is nothing but logic 0 state or logic 1 state, that is called as the cell output. Okay, so these are the basic definitions for the binary storage. So now we'll go for the next concept, that is registers. Okay, so what is a register? Now we'll see that a register is a group of binary cells. What is a register? That is nothing but group of binary cells. Already we know, right? Binary cell is nothing but which device consists of two stable state, that is zeros and ones, that is called as the binary cell. So while coming to registers, what is a register? It's a group of or combination of binary cells, we can call it as the register. Okay, since a cell stores, what is a cell is nothing but it stores one bit of information. So that is nothing but, for suppose we have some information, that is 00001. Okay, this is our information. So that means we can store each bit into each cell. Okay, so that means already I explained here. So how much of information we are having in that binary storage, that all information will be stored into particular cell, that is binary cell. Okay, so that means we can store the information into individual bits. Okay, so the information storage medium must contain binary storage elements for storing individual bits, that is nothing but each bit can stored in separate cell. Okay, so like this here also register is nothing but, since a cell stores one bit of information, that is nothing but every cell representing only single bit, that means it can stores only the single information. So that is nothing but like this we can store the information. Okay, so that means it follows that a register with n cells. Okay, this is maybe the cell consists of n, maybe the binary information up to having n number of binary information if you are having. So how to store that that binary information into a register is nothing but that n number of binary information can represented in n number of cells. Okay, so that is nothing but that can store discrete quantity of n bits. There is n cells that can store the discrete information. Discrete information is nothing but 001, that is binary information. Okay, so if you are having n cells, okay, so that can store up to discrete information up to n bits. Okay na, so that is nothing but like this we can store it. So 1 2 3 4, that is nothing but like this we can store up to n cells. Okay, so we can store like this, so up to so on nth bit. Okay, so the best example for register is nothing but that is flip-flop. So already I explained what is register. It is a group of binary cells and we can store that binary information into a particular cell. That means we can store the information for individual bits. Okay, if you are having nth bit of information, that nth bit of information, nth bit of binary information can stored in n number of cells. Okay, each bit can stored in individual cell. Okay now, so and also what is the best example for register is nothing but that is flip-flop. So why we are taking flip-flop as best example for the register is nothing but, so this is the storage capacity. What is the storage capacity of register is nothing but that is one memory unit. So that is nothing but we can store in only single bit into a single cell. Okay, so what is the storage capacity of register is nothing but that is also one memory unit. And here also flip-flop having the, that is one memory unit. Okay, which can be used for storing the digital data. Okay, why we are taking example for flip-flop is example for register is nothing but this is completely stored by binary information. Okay, storing only binary information that can be represented in one memory unit. Okay, so here what is the flip-flop? So flip-flop is nothing but that can be stored for only digital data or binary information, and also having the storage capacity is 1 bit memory unit. Okay, if to increase the storage capacity, okay, if you are increasing the storage capacity in terms of the n number of bits, Okay, if you are increasing the storage capacity up to n number of bits, what we have to do, we have to use a group of flip-flops. Okay, if you want to increase the storage capacity of this register, so then we have to use a group of flip-flops. Okay, so that such a group of flip-flops we can known as registers. Remember it. If you want to increase storage capacity up to n memory units, then we have to go for we have to use for flip-flops. Such a group of flip-flops we can use for registers. Okay, so what is a register? That is a group of binary cell. We can use for this binary cell, we can use for only storing purpose. That is, binary information can stored in individual bits of cells. Okay, and what is the best example for flip-flop is not register is nothing but that is flip-flop. Okay, so why we are taking flip-flop as best example for register is nothing but this is also storing for binary information, and the storage capacity is must be equal to the register. This is a one memory unit and this is also one memory unit. Okay, so and this is the best example for the registers. Okay, so and if you are taking n bit registers will consist of n number of flip-flops. Okay, so that means, and it is capable of storing that is n bit word. Okay, now if you are having n number of cells, then we can store the n number of binary information. Why? Because each cell can be stored in only single bit, right? So that's why n number of cells can require the n number of binary information for storing. Okay, so now we'll see the one example of 8-bit or maybe 16-bit cell register. Okay, now we'll see the one example of the register that may be 8-bit register or 16-bit register. Okay, so what is a register is nothing but that is group of binary cells. So that's why I can take 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and one more bit, one more cell we need. So this is a 8-bit register. Okay, already I explained here. So 8 bits is nothing but we can represent it in totally 8 number of zeros and ones information. Okay, so that's why I can take 8-bit register is nothing but will represent it in 8 cells. Okay, for example, I have some information binary that is 1011 0100. Okay, 4 and 4. Totally we are having 8-bit information here. Okay, so whatever we are having the binary information, so see here, already I have said this is how individual bits is stored in a register, right? So like this, how the individual bit can be stored in a particular cell, already I explained. So that is nothing but the LSB bit we can represent it here and MSB bit can represent it here. Okay, so that is nothing but we can start from here 0 0 1 0 1 1 0 1. So this is the best example for the 8-bit register. Okay, now so how the information can be stored in a particular cell. Okay, now how the binary information we are having, so that can be stored into a particular cell. This is the best example, that is each bit can stored in a particular cell. Okay, now so the individual bits can be stored in a cell, that is each bit can stored into a particular cell. For example, if you are having the binary information is like this, okay, we can store information in a register is like this. From LSB to MSB we can store the information. Okay, now so this 8-bit register we can call it as the 1-byte register. Already I explained why it is called as 1-byte means, what is the byte? A group of 8 bits. Here also we can store the 8-bit information, no? So that's why we can call it as the 8-bit register, or maybe it call it as 1-byte register. Okay, so like this way we have to store 16-bit register also, we have to storing the information of 16 bits. Okay, so like this way we can take totally 16 cells. Okay, so like this we can extend one more 8 register. Okay, now like this way you have to take 16 cells. Okay, so for that purpose you have to taking the information as 16-bit information. So this is 8-bit information, no? Another 8-bit information you have to take. Okay, so complete information as this is 8-bit and this is 8-bit. So just add all the bits. Okay, so this is our LSB bit and this is our MSB bit. So 1 0, like this you can write it, 1 0 0 1 1 0 and 0 1 1 0, like this you can store the 16 cells of information. Okay, so how much of 16-bit information we are having, like 1010, so that all bits can stored in particular cell of 16-bit register. Okay, so like this way we can store 16-bit information also. That 16-bit register we can call it as this 2-byte register. Why it is called as 2-byte register means 16-bit is nothing but here we are having two 8-bit registers, right? 16 by 2 is nothing but 8-bit. That means we are having totally two 8-bit registers. That's why we can call it as the 8-bit is nothing but 1 byte. So this is 2 8-bit, no, 2-byte register. We can call it as 16-bit register. Okay, so this is the complete information about binary storage and the basic information about registers. So now we'll see that how to transfer a binary information into a register. Okay na, so this is the binary information, right? How to transfer this binary information into a particular register, now we'll see that. Okay na, so for that purpose we are having some diagrams, that is nothing but, so register transfer of information with a registers. Okay, so how to transfer some information into a register. Okay, so here in digital computers is nothing but we are using some keyboards. Okay, some input devices we are using. Okay, so by using of input devices we can enter some information. Okay, after that entering the information that is given to the particular block. If you are taking the information maybe related to addition, okay, for doing addition program, okay, if you want to do the addition program, okay, so what we need for doing addition program is nothing but we need some inputs. Okay, so first for example some x is equals to 10 and y is equals to some 8. Okay, so what is the addition program of result, that is sum is equals to some x plus y, will get the result as some 18, right? So that means if you want to do some addition program, compulsory we need some inputs. So that means by using of input device we can enter some by using input devices we can enter the data. Okay, so here in digital computers I am using the input device as keyboard. Okay, by using this keyboard I can enter some information, that is x is equals to 10 and y is equals to 10. Okay, so after entering the digits, okay, so after completing the input devices, entering the input devices, what is the next process? Once entering the inputs is completed, then the computer can understand this may be addition program. Okay, so then it will gives to the some arithmetic unit. That means the processor can given to that information given to the arithmetic unit. Okay na, so first we are giving the input device. By using that input devices we can enter the information. Okay, so after entering that information the control unit can understand this may be some program. So we are giving some inputs that is given to the related to that another unit, that is nothing but whatever the digits we are having, whatever we are entering the information, that is given to the particular unit. Okay, so that unit is nothing but here addition program, no, so addition program is nothing but we can enter the next step is sum is equals to x plus y. So after completing this input information, so the control unit can understand this is addition program. So what is the next process? That information can given to the arithmetic unit. So what is the main function of arithmetic unit? It gives the result. Okay, so that arithmetic unit can understand this is x plus y. So we can add that information, that is it can add that information, 10 plus 8 is equals to, will get the information as 18. This 18 result will gives to the at output device. Okay na, so once the arithmetic unit can understand that it is addition program, so then only it will gives the result. That result can send it to the output side. Okay na, so after that this output can stored in this information into memory unit. Okay, so once storing that result, after that it gives to the outside. Okay na, so already we have in digital computer, that is some have Digital system having the best example is digital computer. So this is the first concept in that first unit. Just refer that notes. So we'll have some basic diagram for this. Okay, that is nothing but here arithmetic unit, and here we are having control unit, and here memory unit. Just refer the circuit diagram, refer the notes, you will understand easily. This is the input device. Already I explained this thing. Okay, just refer the notes, you can understand. So if you want to sending some information through the keyboard, if you want to give the information through the keyboard, so the input devices can understand, it gives the some information that can be given to the related unit. Okay, so once the input is given, then it gives to the control unit first of all. Okay, so then the computer can control unit can understand this may be addition program. So then that addition, whatever we are sending the information x plus y, that is given to the related arithmetic unit. Already I explained, arithmetic is nothing but it performs addition, subtraction, multiplication and division, and also it performs some logical operations also. Okay, so then control unit it can understand. So then only the sum x plus y is given to the arithmetic. After understanding this arithmetic unit, this may be addition program, then only it will give the result, that is 18. Okay, so that 18 is given to the memory unit, it can be completely storing. What is a memory unit main function? That is we can used for storage purpose. Okay na. So after 18 will be stored in that memory unit, then only it will be sent to the outside at the output. Okay na, it will be sending that output. 18 is sent to the output side. This is the minimum functioning of the digital computer, right? So here also register transfer is nothing but a digital computer is characterized by its registers. Okay, the memory unit is, here we are having the three units, that is memory unit, a processor unit, input unit. So whatever we are having in that digital computers, the main functions we are explained here. So to transferring the information from registers, how to transfer that. So by using these three units, we can transferring the information. Okay, so now we'll see that how to transfer the information. Okay, so input unit is nothing but we can give the information. Okay, so processor unit is nothing but it can understand which operation is performed. And next memory unit is nothing but it completely storing purpose. Okay, so now we'll see that one by one. Here first of all, transfer the binary information from a keyboard into a register in the memory unit. Is it right? Already I explained here. Transfer the binary information. So here I am taking just decimal numbers. If you want to take binary information for x equals to y equals to, so how to transfer that information? This transfer to that binary information from a keyboard, okay, into a register. Okay, so transfer the binary information into a register in the memory unit. Okay, so this input unit we can sending the information is like this, we can collect the output here. Okay, so the first input part is here, input unit. This input unit is assumed to have a keyboard. Okay, input unit I can assume that is keyboard. Okay, so assume to have a keyboard or control unit and an input registers. Okay, so how many blocks we are having in that input unit? Totally 3 blocks. The first one is keyboard and the control unit, and the another one is input register. These 3 are main functions of the input units. By using keyboard we can enter the data. By using control unit it can understand that this may be which program, which operation is performed, this can understand. And input register is nothing but first after understanding the which operation is performed, that understand by control unit, after that it will be sent to the input register. That means how much of information we are having, that will be stored into input register. Okay, so now we'll see that. For example, I am taking one input here. Okay, that input is nothing but I am taking some characters J, O, H, N. Okay, I am taking some characters, that is J, O, H, N. Okay, now, so here each time a key is struck, the control enters into the input register. Is it right? So keyboard can enter the data. Okay, so by using keyboard we can enter the data, that data we can have JOHN. Okay, so each time a key is struck. Okay, after that the control unit enters the input register. So once J can entered by the J key is struck by using keyboard, after that entering that J, it will be given to the control unit. Automatically the control unit can send it to the J into input register. Okay, so that means we can, how much of data we are having here, so that means how many characters we are having in the input side, that all characters can enter by using keyboard. Okay, so after entering that characters through the keyboard, okay, by using keyboard, after entering that all characters, so the control unit, it can be converted into the ASCII code. Remember the point. So how to understand that language by using how much of data we are entering here, and how many characters we are entering here, how can we understand, that means how can it understand the digital computer, means first we are entering the letters, okay, that is characters JOHN we can enter by like this way. Okay, after that the control unit, it can be converted into the ASCII codes. Okay, so the computer cannot understand that language, that is JOHN, it cannot understand. So just the computer can understand the binary information only. For that purpose, how much of characters we are having, that all characters will be converted into the ASCII code by using control unit. Okay, so how many characters we are having, that all characters will be converted into the ASCII codes by using control unit. So how to convert ASCII code means, already we have in the previous already we discussed in the previous class, that is ASCII character codes. Okay, this is, we are having the table now. So ASCII table, totally we are having 94 characters, 128 characters. In that 0 to 32 and the last 127 character is not necessary, these are all used for computer shortcut keys, and remaining all are we are using, okay, those are this one. Okay, already we discussed, just refer the notes, you can understand. Okay, so how to convert these characters into ASCII code means, what is the ASCII code? This is represented in binary. Just now I explained, computer can understand only binary information. For that purpose, we need to convert these characters into binary information. But computer doesn't directly understand the it doesn't directly understand that ASCII language. So that's why we can this binary ASCII language is directly converted into the binary information. Okay, so for that purpose, I can first, these ASCII characters are nothing but JOHN. Okay, now already I explained, ASCII is nothing but it is having totally 26 A to Z uppercase letters and 26 A to Z smaller letters and 10 numerals and 32 special printable characters, right? So these are all related to the ASCII characters, right? So directly we are having the ASCII code, that is JOHN. These are related to the ASCII